So there's a fundamental reason why the most savvy business owners keep their assets and investments in different entities and structures. And this all comes down to asset protection. The reality is that these business people are worth very little on paper as individuals, and they leverage these structures to provide them with peace of mind and certainty around the future. Have you ever wondered how you could potentially do the same? Let's talk about some of the things that you can consider to help you protect your hard earned. So the idea here, guys, is that as business owners, we do carry an inherent risk above and beyond the average person, right? We are in a more litigious society where people are taking people to court in order to sue them for their assets. And the reality is that when we utilize various tax structures, whether that be companies, trusts, or combinations of the two, that we provide extra layers of protection against this type of litigation. The idea here is that we want to make sure that by removing those assets from your own name individually, we make it far more difficult and expensive for individuals to try and locate those assets and come after them. The idea here is that we want to make sure that we are creating layers of defense that becomes your financial moat that protects the money that you've worked so hard to create. So a couple of things to consider is one, property assets. Do you look to hold those property assets inside a family trust or a unit trust? Not only does it provide you with some potential tax benefits associated with providing you with flexibility around how you distribute those future income and potentially capital gains, but it also provides you with layers of protection because the idea is that if we've got those properties in a separate entity, once again, it provides us with protection against litigation, but in many cases, it can also improve our borrowing capacity, allowing you to borrow more money to continue to build your portfolio faster. Next, a bucket company. If you've got excess proceeds of profit in your business, we typically don't want to leave that excess profit in your trading company because particularly your trading company has the highest risk associated with any of your entities or structures. This is the reason why we typically don't hold property or real estate inside a trading business, and we usually utilize that in a separate entity and then create a lease arrangement back to the business. The idea here is that if anybody's going to sue you, it's likely going to be at that trading company level. So we want to make sure that we minimize the likelihood of that occurring. And the idea here is we want to make sure we're getting proactive advice around how we can mitigate and outsource risk, whether that be through the establishment of these entities and structures, or whether that be through the implementation of appropriate risk management tools or insurance that allows you to outsource that risk to third parties. We've got to realize that it's a dangerous world out there. And the last thing we want to happen to you is for you to lose those assets that you've worked so hard to create just because you didn't have these things in place. And this is just one factor as part of 40 in our financial performance scorecard. If you wondered how you could improve your financial performance in 2024, it's going to take you 5 minutes to complete our scorecard by clicking the link below. You'll get a customized report showing you exactly how you're tracking, and we'll give you some recommendations around what you can be doing to improve your score. So click that link below and let's see how you're tracking.